Alright, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing an Australia versus New Zealand map. We're going to try a couple of them and see how well we can do. Deciphering again between the two different countries, as I did for the USA and Canada version. So if you do kind of like this content, drop a like, it would really help me out. And yeah, subscribe as well if you're not interested in seeing more. I'm back now. Went on holiday for a few days and I've been working a lot, so I haven't really had much time to get a video out, but yeah, having the time today, so let's jump in. We're going to start, yeah, we're going to do no moving, and yeah, let's see how it goes. I've played the GeoGuessr like probably a couple of times in the last few weeks, so I'm a little bit rusty, but I'm watching a few videos as well, so hopefully, well, that won't be too bad. Yeah, if I don't play like GeoGuessr for a while, if I don't really have time to, I tend to watch like videos, so I'm, kind of updated, so I'm not like completely out the loop. So yeah, Australia and New Zealand both drive on the left. So that's, yeah, sometimes I reckon it's going to go hard distinguishing the boat like the two, but in some rounds, I think it'll be very round dependent, and depending on where we are in the country. I think, yeah, I'm not an expert on polls, as you know, I've said before. I might be able to, it might help me on a few rounds on this. I think we are in New Zealand, judging off those signs there being blue. Could be Australia though, it could be Australia for sure, but I think let's just go for it. Let's go. I think if it's New Zealand, it's going to be quite northern, because we have a little bit more like palm trees and stuff, but that's actually surprising. It's all the way down south. All that matters at this point is getting the country right between the two. And yeah, I think, see those poles here, these kind of remind me of more like Aussie ones, but I might be wrong. Yeah, the road lines are not really helping here that much. We do have mountains though, which would point me more towards New Zealand, especially when they're that high. But we could still, I think this is New Zealand. Judging off the topography, doesn't quite look like Australia here, so I think it should be North Island this time. Yeah, but we got the country right, and again, that's all that matters, is just getting the country right. And then later on, when I've warmed up a little bit, maybe we can try and get more specific on where we are. But yeah, that's all that matters for now. Number plates aren't really going to help me all too much, I don't think. I know sometimes they have yellow ones in New South Wales, but I think that's as far as the knowledge goes with number plates this round. Number plates this side of the world, is what I'm trying to say. We're not really getting anything here, really. We have kind of spawned in a very, unlucky place. We're not really getting much off this. Anything on the bins? Nah, too far away. New Zealand or Australia? When I get the country right here, is it going to be New Zealand 3 times in a row? This plate would help if I knew that. I'm thinking like maybe Tasmania or New Zealand, to be honest. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Oh no, that might be it. No, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking. Yeah, it was Australia. Come on, I got the country. Yeah, it was. I did get the vibe. It was southern. I don't know. I think it was just like, yeah, the plants and stuff and the tree. Kind of just, yeah, I don't know, it didn't really remind much of Northern Australia or anything, not too tropical. So, on to the next round. We've got 3 for 3 here, off to a decent start. And this, actually we might get something here. Dunedin, okay, so we're in New Zealand. I think these signs being blue will help with that. I do think that. It doesn't help all the time, I don't think, but I think a lot of the time it will. Yeah, right, South New Zealand then. Dunedin's like down here. So yeah, it doesn't really matter where we click, just somewhere near. Just getting the country right basically. Oh, we did get it right, by accidentally press skip again, but we did get it right. And the last one, this looks more Australian so far. Yeah. I'm not sure where you get the red car actually. Ooh, that would help if I did know that. WA, I assume that means Western Australia. I mean, if yeah, I've not much else to go off. Kiss hole. Can we find a kiss hole somewhere near Perth? Maybe. Is that a thing? Am I doing the right thing here? I don't know whether to trust that WA or not. Because I can see being Western Australia, but I don't really know where this red... Is it black or red, actually? It is, yeah, it's a red front. I'm not sure where exactly you see that, but this surely is Australia. We're going to guess there. Nice, it was Perth. It was Perth, that was good. And, okay, there wasn't anything, was there? Okay, I don't think so. I don't think that place name's there or anything, Kiss Home, so yeah, fair enough. 5 for 5, off to a good start. And this is looking like a decent map so far, and we'll try another one as well just to see, but this is looking like it's well picked, like the location so far. I might at the end of the video as well do like a cheeky like pixelate round or something at the end, just to see if we can still get any of the countries right. I might do an NMPZ as well, switch it up. Do all sorts on the channel. Do all sorts. NMPZ, no move, just rarely moving, I guess. But yeah, I will do that at some point. Okay, I think this is Australia again. Just the trees are just looking a little bit more Aussie. Not sure how to explain it. I guess they have more these kind of eucalyptus trees in Australia. They just sometimes look a bit different than New Zealand, especially when you get further south in New Zealand, I think. Yeah, I assume it's somewhere in Australia. I'm taking too long to pick here, so I'm guessing Victoria. It was in New South, yeah, well, it was in Sydney. Not too bad. Can it load, please? Right, we have loaded in, and this is probably looking like the outback, really, like the send. But I'd say with this kind of soil colour, we're probably looking more Western Australia. Not sure where I'd say though, but yeah, we're not really. Yeah, I'm gonna guess like southern Western Australia. It was northern. It was northern, but we got the right state. Yeah, and not bad. It's not bad. We still got the right country. That's all that matters, really, isn't it? Being a bit too hard on myself, even though I am. But also, I suppose like it's been a bit easy. I thought we'd get stuck on a round, but that could be famous last words. We'll get tricky around into it. This should be New Zealand now. We have the yellow outer lines and these mountains. I'd probably say somewhere like maybe one of these mountains, Nelson Lake National Park, maybe near a lake or something, and it was down here. But yeah, it did remind me of the South Island. Okay, looking at this should be Australia, I think. These kind of trees here. Can't really say exactly what, it just has that vibe. If you play it a lot, like you'll get it, you'll have that slight difference, that slight vibe going into it. Well, this could easily be New Zealand as well. But I did see some yellow plates, which would make me think this is like New South Wales, Victoria area. Yeah, we're by Sydney again. Probably should have went there, but again, not to worry. We are flying at the moment in terms of getting the country right. Again, Dunedin, so we know that is New Zealand, and it's down here. Perfect. And yeah, we got 10 out of 10. This is going really well. This is probably going to be, this is better than the USA and Canada one, that's for sure. Even though I still did alright on that. But yeah, we'll jump into an NMPZ. Right. I didn't set the setting to NMPZ because I just went to play again, but we'll see if we can get it off this. Okay, this should be, I know it's New Zealand again because we have the yellow outer lines. Like the dashes, you only get those in New Zealand, as far as I'm aware anyway. And yeah, not sure where though, so we'll just guess there, somewhere there. Yeah, North Island, got the vibe. Come on, we're going really well here. This is, it looks difficult, but I think it'd probably be around like, not like the Uluru, but not like around that area maybe. I know it's like somewhere around here. It's somewhere around here, I know it is. It's way Alice Springs. Do we guess there? It like reminds me of that sort of rock that you get around there. I don't think you'd get this like orangey look in New Zealand. Could be, yeah, maybe like some of these small rivers or something. Small lake or something like that. Lake Mackay, maybe? Let's just guess there. Ah, it was all the way over here, that makes sense. We're on the coast. Yeah, fair enough. It was, yeah, Yardley Creek Trail. But again, we're at the country, right? Latitude-wise, pretty well actually, we've done pretty well. I think it was like that kind of area, but yeah, just much more on the coast. I would assume this is New Zealand, judging off those sorts of signs, that kind of landscape. Yeah, do we just go with that? Again, I think these poles look a bit more New Zealandy. The houses, I'm not the best with this, the architecture in this part of the world, so I can't really say many differences, but like I know of. But yeah, let's go around here. That gives me off that kind of vibe. I know, fair enough. That would, yeah, a lot of Dunedin rounds in this map. Didn't really remind me of that far south, but yeah, fair enough. At least we're getting the country right though, as I said, because we are 100% so far. And yeah, we should be in Australia. I think we should be in Australia here. Long antenna reminds me more of Australia as well. And yeah, I assume we'll just go for somewhere. Do we go by Sydney or by, yeah, let's just go. It was a bit further by Brisbane. Okay, fair enough. It did, yeah, it did look like not Victoria, it looked more northern, so that's good. Okay, and the last one, I assume this is New Zealand, quite far south maybe, which is just this like landscape. Maybe somewhere like down here maybe. Yeah, pretty, that's good. We are smashing it so far, absolutely smashing it. I'm actually going to stick on this map because I think the other ones like aren't as difficult as this, and this is right hard and we're doing really well, so there's no point changing the map if it's going really well. And we'll do an NMPZ, and we might put a script on. NMPZ pixelated, why not? Well, I did actually put it on. Okay. Right, I've got the script to work. Took a couple of refreshes, but yeah, we've got it to work. So we're working on NMPZ for this round, and we're going to pixelate the screen just because we're on such a good streak. Might as well go all in on the hardness. Yeah, we'll do it in ultra hard mode, hardcore mode. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I assume judging off this, we're on like the Australian coast or something. Looks like something that you get down here. Maybe Kangaroo Island. I'm going to go for that. Oh no, fair enough, it was up here. Okay, my fan's actually been really quiet so far, it's been fine, but you'll hear it for this. Yes, having to run a bit more. Okay, looking like New Zealand, but it looks like a Southern Hemisphere UK. So that's judging off that, more likely that we're New Zealand off that logic. Yeah, maybe a little bit more northern with that kind of bush. Nope, that logic was not off. I was off, sorry, but we still got the right country. And again, going off sort of like how other countries look, that sort of logic. This looks a little bit like South Africa, so judging off that, this will more likely be Australia. It's kind of a good logic to go off actually if you know what other countries look like. I'm not sure where in Australia though. I assume maybe like, yeah, I assume in Victoria. Yeah, nice. Like Melbourne, New Zealand maybe? New Zealand? I'm feeling a New Zealand for this one. Maybe the southern reaches of the Northern Island. Nope, Southern Island again. We're getting a lot of like really down south in New Zealand, which makes sense. I get maybe that looks more like Australia than maybe, I don't know actually. This is a little bit harder because we're a bit more in like in a built-up area, but it's like I can't really there's not really any distinctions like as there were in the rural areas, I guess. And yeah, you can't really make out that pole. This is where it might be where the streak ends. Nearly on 20 as well. I do want to get this, but the locomotive ran out. And my Mac fan has slowed down as well. It's actually doing really well today. Just keeping this up for every video, that'll be sound. Okay, I think. Oh, I don't know if that's. If I knew, like, maybe that company or something, I might be able to know if that's only one country or the other. But I don't, so I'm leaning towards New Zealand. But Australia is concerning me just because of how flat it looks. And Australia tends to be more flat than New Zealand overall. But we're gonna go for that. Yes, come on, New Zealand, and we get a streak of 20. Yeah, we'll do one more. Okay, this will be the last game of the video. Hope you have enjoyed. Yeah, this went a lot better than I thought. I thought it'd be a little more rusty, but turns out my Australia and New Zealand knowledge is not too bad, to be honest. Yeah, decided we'll finish off with another pixelated game, just because we are doing really well, and if we can get to 25 and still playing pixelated, then yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll just continue as we were, because I was thinking to do an NMPZ normal, but we're doing really well, so we'll continue with these settings. Okay, I assume Australia here, maybe Western Australia. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I think it was more like the red kind of. It was like this kind of red tinge on the pavement. I've seen that a lot in Western Australia. Maybe a lot of these reddish buildings as well. Don't know, I just kind of got that vibe. It was more just the more red. It looked more red, and that can tend to lean towards Western Australia. That was just what I was getting off there. Okay, this just looks like New Zealand. Just looks more farmland. Just looks less tropical, and yeah, it looks a bit more like the UK. Just on the southern hemisphere. So. It could be Southern Ireland. It really could. Yeah, it was. We're having a lot of these, so I'm gonna guess down there more. And this is a little bit tricky. This is tricky. But no, it's not actually. We do have the yellow outline, so we are in New Zealand. Thank God I did pick up on that. And yeah, we'll go. We'll just go here. Yeah, fair enough. Did give off more North Island there, but I don't know, maybe I'm just chatting shit there, maybe they're just like a guess. And yeah, this should be Australia. Maybe like Queensland, yeah. Just like these, just everything looks a little bit more tropical looking. This soil as well, maybe. I'm gonna guess there's a place called Roma. I don't know if we're that far out away from the coast though. We could be. I'm gonna guess there. I think we are. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't it Darwin? Fair enough. I did have that vibe that it looked tropical, but I thought it looked more Queensland if anything. But still, the last round of the video, and if I will all rest on this to get a 100% score. 25 out of 25. This could not have went any better. And I think this should be New Zealand. And I am going to guess Southern Ireland, South Island for this. Yes, come on, what? That couldn't have went any better. So yeah, that went a lot better than the Canada-US. Turns out, I think, Canada-US is maybe more trickier, but also maybe just for me as well. Like, that I did a lot better than I thought I would. But maybe there's a harder map to try for this. So if there is, let me know. Or if there's any other harder countries for me to do, then let me know as well. Any maps like this, I can decide between the two different countries. Turns out that was a little easier than I thought. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy. Let me know what the GeoGuessr videos you want to see. I might get back onto some Jules again soon. Yeah, I'll see you for another video very soon.